to have everyone here. Originally, we were going to meet right next to the Beaver Bridge, but you can imagine the bridge is right next to us because it's in our hearts. And I'd like to welcome the governor and lieutenant governor to come on this very auspicious day. As you know, Chapter 90 funding started in 1973 to start with assisting municipalities with roads and bridges. And we are very grateful to Governor Healey and the Lieutenant Governor Driscoll for continuing the tradition. With a city like Lowell, the gateway city, we always could use help from our friends at the State House. And this funding is very, very important. We're talking about $200 million for roads and bridges, $175 million for transportation-related infrastructure, and $25 million for smaller bridges and smaller projects like the Beaver Bridge project. And of course, we're excited to receive $1.87 million and that figure to come to Lowell. And on behalf of the entire City Council, we are joined by Councilor Vietnam Nguyen, Councilor Paul Ratayam, and I think I saw a few other Councilor Drinkwater. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And with the working together with the City Manager, Tom Golden, we are so grateful again to the administration. I want to thank the state delegation, State Representative Van Howard, State Representative Rodney Elliott, State Representative Roddy Mom, and State Senator Ed Kennedy, and all the representatives and the state senators who are joining us today, as well as all of you for joining us today. With that said, I'd like to, all of you, please give a hand of applause and welcome the governor.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor, for your warm welcome to the great city of Lowell. We're thrilled to be here this morning, rain or shine. It's always great to be in Lowell. And we're really happy to be here today to sign into law a $375 million investment in roads, bridges, public transit, public access, municipal electric vehicles, and so much more that will help communities across Massachusetts. The mayor acknowledged important folks who are in attendance. I'm grateful to the men and women who serve on the City Council and in City Councils and boards around our state. I also appreciate that we're joined by, in addition to members of the state legislature and the delegation here today, we're also joined by Vice Chair Representative Brian Murray. We have Senator O'Connor here as well from the conference committee. And let me see. Senator Kennedy we'll acknowledge again because he's that good. This is Senator Kennedy.
You can never say it too many times.
And no, we appreciate it. And, you know, all of this comes about because of important advocacy work by our municipal folks, funding that is then made possible through the legislature, and then the Lieutenant Governor and I have the opportunity then to turn it into law and to make sure that it gets out and gets dispersed. And the people who help us do that include our Secretary of Transportation, Gina Fiandaca, Undersecretary Monica Tibbetts-Nutt, our Federal Highway Administrator, Jonathan Gulliver, among others. I also want to thank the Administration and Finance team, Secretary Matt Gorkowitz. The team is back in the State House working, as you know, on budget matters today, so they can't be with us. But I do really, really appreciate the work that's gone into this. I also appreciate friends in the room, our friends from labor. This is all about getting you out, getting you working, helping move this great state forward. And so we thank you, in particular, the Mass Building Trades, including the Laborers Union and the Carpenters Union. So thanks so much, guys. We're looking forward to more projects, more activity, and we appreciate the great work you do day in and day out. The legislation we're enacting today will fund projects that residents and their elected officials have said are critical for their communities. We're here in Lowell because the Beaver Street Bridge is a great example. This is a bridge that's needed a rehab for years now. It's been closed, in fact, to cars and trucks since 2019. MassDOT recently approved $1.6 million to replace the superstructure of the bridge over at Beaver Brook, and getting this bridge back online, we know is going to make a difference for the neighborhood and for the city. The legislation we signed today is going to unlock another $1.87 million in Chapter 90 funds for Lowell. In total, the Chapter 90 portion of this legislation reimburses cities and towns $200 million for local bridge and road maintenance projects. It also authorizes $175 million for additional infrastructure programs statewide that will support access to buses, commuter rail, and other forms of transit, grants for cities and towns and regional transit authorities to invest in electric vehicles and charging infrastructure, the Complete Streets program, which allows pedestrians, cyclists, and cars to share space safely, the replacement, the preservation, and repair of smaller local bridges. That program has provided 175 grants since 2016, totaling over $50 million, and we're committed to providing more support than ever. This legislation also increases funding for our rural communities with a new $25 million road repair program. It's a mileage-based program that will help our towns with longer roads and fewer resources to maintain them. That's the regional equity our administration is committed to advancing. We're committed to building on these programs and others to grow our state and local partnerships with all of our communities as we move forward. So exciting to be able to be here today and thrilled to be able to turn it over to our fantastic and fabulous Lieutenant Governor, Kim Driscoll.
Thanks, Governor. Those of us who have experience in local government know how exciting it is to talk about Chapter 90. This is the bread and butter of what keeps our communities safe, and so thrilled to be in Lowell, certainly with the Lowell City Council, the mayor, Tom Golden, the city manager here, and staff from the municipal departments who make these dollars go. Those of us who are familiar with these programs know you've got to spend it first and then it gets reimbursed, which means it touches a lot of departments, everything from the public services team and engineers, folks in procurement and finance departments who are all working when these dollars get released to put cities and towns in a position to make these investments. And these are the investments that really matter. I think about the things that kept me up at night when I was a mayor, and it was safety and making sure we had the resources to make investments, particularly in our older communities. You know, it's great being in local government in a community that's nearly 400 years old, except when you think about the infrastructure. and these dollars are going to help us improve safety. But more than that, they also open up opportunities for economic development and growth. We're trying to build strong pipelines in our community for housing to support the sorts of developments that we know are necessary, and infrastructure is at the heart of it all. So these resources, when you combine them with hardworking municipal officials, are going to go a long way to demonstrating the type of communities we all want to build, places that are safer, that have infrastructure, that's meeting the demands of a growing economy, that's putting our environment in a process to move forward, recognizing that these dollars also lead to good jobs and economic development. And that's why we're thrilled to be here. Again, we wish we could be outside because this is a fabulous project. We know it's going to mean a lot to this particular community. And there are hundreds of projects across the Commonwealth that are now moving forward because of this investment. So we're grateful to our legislative partners who make these resources possible, and really excited to be able to partner not only with Lowell, but all 351 cities and towns to make sure the bread and butter of what makes our communities go, these infrastructure dollars, are going to be put to good use. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to City Manager Tom Golden to offer his own remarks.
Thank you all very much, and I want to say thank you again, Governor, and of course, Madam Mayor, and now Lieutenant Governor. You know how important this is over the past few years. The City of Lowell has really made a commitment, $5 million, $8 million, and $11 million, which is in our fiscal year 2024. We could not do this. We could not make this commitment from this council and our mayor without the support of Chapter 90 monies. The Chapter 90 monies that are coming in here and have continued to come in here like clockwork. It is absolutely vitally important. We hear all the time, the Commissioner of DPW is here, and we're talking about potholes and redeveloping streets and redeveloping bridges and the Lord Overpass, which is almost done, which I have to say thank you again for all that extra assistance. To Mass DOT and to this administration, thank you so much for helping us with the Central Street Bridge. The Central Street Bridge has been vital to our downtown, And if it wasn't for Mass DOT and this particular administration, we ran into a few issues at the last minute. And this administration, as well as DOT, has always been there, ready, willing, and able to help. So on behalf of the entire city, on behalf of the City Council, who has allowed us, once again, to start really pushing advancement in horizontal construction and all of our friends in labor. I want to say thank you very much, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, because without you folks, we wouldn't be able to do this. And to our legislative partners, I have a soft spot, always will. Thank you for making this happen. We appreciate all of you. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thanks, Tom. Thank you so much. Come on, we're going to sign. That's great.
Let's make it official. All right. Come on, no, come on. You're in the chair here. Let's get in there. Yep, I'm in. I'm in.
Absolutely. We're going to also take a couple of photos, but I guess, Carissa, any on-topic questions? Okay. Isn't this a beautiful room? It's amazing. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, and just another thing to commend the great city of Lowell. So great to be here. I want to take a picture. We're going to. Great.
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Terrific.
Councilors?
How you doing?
Gotta take a picture.
Yeah, this is a little dangerous. I know.